And in our last class, you remember I talked about introduction to SQL and pop SQL with Workbench. And today I have my SQL, I have my pop SQL open. Most of what we are going to be doing will be on pop SQL. So most of what we are going to be doing are going to be on pop SQL because I prefer working with pop SQL than the Workbench. But whatever code you write here, you can also write it in Workbench or the command line client. So I'm just going to open my Workbench first. I'll open my Workbench and I'll open my command line client. Command line client. I'll open my command line client. Here. Open my command line client and I'll log into my Workbench so that we can do some stuff right here. Very good. I have here. Okay, as you can see, I already have some things. I said we are together with my physical student. My physical students are also going to round up their data analysis class next week too. That is this coming week. So that's that about that, and I will send a link to download your final project. You can either use Excel or Power BI to do it. I'll send you the link to do that tomorrow. So you take your final project tomorrow. And for your Power BI project, I'm still expecting more results, and it's not everybody that submit. Everybody start giving me excuses, and this is the second week I've given everybody the project, and it's not everybody that submitted. So, with that being said, I'm still expecting people to submit their project on Power BI. Still expecting project on Power BI, and well, that's that. So now I believe you all have MySQL and pop SQL installed, so that shouldn't be much of a problem for us now. And you can follow along with this code that I'm writing. You can open the command line client, you can open the Workbench, and open the pop SQL. So you will need internet connection to deal with pop SQL. So now for my command line client, the very first thing we want to do is creating a table, which is I think what I have in my PowerPoint slide. How did I just open Power BI? PowerPoint. Supposed to open my PowerPoint slide, not Power BI. I'm going to close this. Let me open my PowerPoint. PowerPoint slide. While that one is opening, I'll put my. Okay, we already have it. So that's nice. Okay. Creating a table. Okay, creating a database. How to create a database, how to create a database, and how to back up the database. So this is what I believe you all know how to create a database by now, but I'm still going to show you how to do it for those of us that are just coming here now, that were not in our last class. So I'm going to show you how to do that one in a moment. So that's that about that. Let's go to my SQL command line client. The very first thing is, you remember we are dealing with database management system, that's relational database management system. The data that is stored in tables, that's rows and columns, right? So that is what we are dealing with now. So for you, you'll have to create a database. So most of the time, for every organization you are going to work with, probably working with SQL, you'll have the database that they've already created. So all you just have to be doing is querying the database and all those things. Those are basically what you're going to be doing. And we are still going to spend bulk of time querying our database. So for today, we are going to create table, insert data into the table, setting constraints, and selecting statements, that is querying database. We are going to do all that one. We are going to do a whole lot of things today, tomorrow also, and next week Saturday, and Our last class will be by next week Sunday, where we are going to submit do a presentation on our project and submit our project and everything. And that's that to prepare for people that want to go ahead with the data science. So that's that about that. So now let's quickly move ahead. And I want to use this opportunity to tell you that for those of you that are saying that are asking questions about our LMS, let me give you a tip. Our LMS is finally ready. Right now, remember, it's ready. So we've been able to upload one course, which is the video editing course. I think I gave myself access to that one. I'm not going to show you the back end, but I'll just show you how the front end looks. Don't mind me. I was listening to music, I was reading and reading quite of stuff on cybersecurity. I was reading a lot of things on cybersecurity, but I think I gave myself access to this mail. So here is it. Once we give you access to the LMS, nobody says congratulations to me or congratulations to us when I said our LMS is ready. Madam Ola, can you that you've been asking about the LMS? The only thing now is just to get access for us to upload all the videos and to start giving people access. Because so thank you. So thank you. So you receive a mail from Digital Work Tech. So this is how the mail will look like. So this is how the mail will look like. This is not as our LMS is not as complex as Seller, but it's a little bit similar to Seller. So you will receive this mail. After receiving this mail, we say, I give myself as a receipt for Akim Abiodun. I give myself to video editing course. So mastering video editing, a comprehensive course for creative expression. So you will receive that mail. Then after that, you receive your account details, email, and your password to the what's it called? To the student portal. So if you have any question, you have the mail and the likes. So all you just have to do is you click on the video editing. This is a link down here. Once you receive access, so you will click on it. So it's going to ask you for the email and password. That is the information you have here. You have the email and you have the password. Email and password. So you can still change the password. So you log in. Just click on login. Now this is your profile. Say welcome and Akim Abiodun, right? So you successfully log in. I have just one course here. You can edit your profile to put your profile picture, to put I did not put any image. You can put a new password here and change it and save it, right? And well, that is just that. You will see if you have multiple courses, if you purchase like 3 or 4 courses, you are going to click on my course, which will take you to where you have your courses, and that's started. After that, you can just come to my courses, right? Click on it, it's going to show me the list of my course. You can see I just have one particular course right here, which is our video editing, right? It's going to show you the name, the category, right? And the amount and everything. You can view your receipts right here. So let me open this in a new tab. You can view the receipts right here. You can view the receipts and this every information right here. You can view the receipts here. Then after that, you can just click on study. So once you click on study, it will take you to a place like Seller where you can watch the video. So you can start watching all the videos that you want to watch. So you can start watching all the videos that you want to watch. So if I click on the first one and play it, so I can play around with it, fast forward it, put it in a bigger size and stuff like this. I turn up which is installing. So that is that about our LMS. So it's ready for use now. The only thing that remains now is for us just uploading the courses there. And that's that for those of you that have been asking about our LMS. And I told you I'm going to give you information about it. So that's that about our LMS. So that it's finally ready. It's just for us now to be uploading and doing all other stuff that's next. So that's the front end. That's the place we're going to have access to. We're going to close this. Okay, now that one is out. So what we are going to do right here is you have your command line clients. In your command line client, I'll just put in my password. So I put in my password, and in this password, I'll just put right here. This is where I'm going to write my code now. And for SQL, all the codes are written in English language. In fact, most of the codes are written in English language. It's just about the syntax, that is the arrangement that you need. So the very first thing to do is to create a database where your data is going to be stored, where you are going to put your table. So I'll just say create database, right? I type create database, and the name of my database will be online. So this is the name of my database. So create database online. Then I'll just select it, I'll close it by using semicolon. Right, so I press enter. Now it's going to tell me query okay, one row affected. Right, query okay, one row affected. This is how to create a database. Simple as that. Create database, then you give your database a name. So for me, I use online for my database, right? But you can use any other name that you like. You can use any name that you like, any name at all that you like. Just create database, whatever name you like, put it there. That is how to create a database. And you can also delete a database by typing drop database, and you know what? I never dropped my database here. I'm just doing it for the first time right here, but it's going to work. So online, that's the name of my database. So I don't really create my database from this place. I don't drop my database from this place, but still the same code. You say query okay, 0 row affected, right? So I have been able to drop this database. Now I created it and I dropped it. Deleted, we use drop. Say create database, I created it, then drop database, so I deleted it. Now we together. To create database, I created it, drop database, I deleted it. So now I'm going to recreate this database. You can also do the same in Workbench. If you come to your Workbench, you can just type create database, then you give your database a name online. That's the name of my database. I'll just close it and I will run it. Where is run? Online. Is it not correct? Online is not valid at this position, especially at the valid. Workbench does not allow me to use online. So let me use another name. Let me just call it school, right? So create database school, right? But here you can see it allows online. But in Workbench, it does not allow that name, right? It does not allow that name. So, well, it's a reserved word for Workbench. So, but it's not a reserved word for my client. So actually, if you create it here, if you create database here, call online database, create database online, and you close it, then you run it. So it's going to say query okay. Now if you come to Workbench and you click on this place right here now. So you might be in the administration, might be showing something like this, right? You might be showing something like this. I'm trying to zoom in. Oh, too much. Let me see. 120 is too much, but I'm still going to reduce it. So write down here. At least please let me just reduce it. Please. Right here, you might be on the administration where you set the administrative, right? Where you set your administration. You're going to give you the administrator, right? You can put your administration information right here. But majorly, most of the time, they will never give you access to this admin. They will never give you access to the administration status because they will never even give you admin something like that until they know that they can trust you and something like that. So you can back up, you can data import and restore. Restore is the same thing as backup. You can shut down and stuff like that. But sometimes you might be on the administration level, this administration, but all I just want you to do is click on the schemas down here. Schemas that will show your database that is available. So you just click on schemas that will show the database that is available. And well done, Madam Chioma. Thank you for writing on my screen. And I'll just clear it. Clear it, Remy. Thank you. Now, after coming to these schemas, you remember that I created the database called online right here. So I just have to come here, click on, if you look schemas up here, which is a black, a bold, uppercase schemas. In front of it, you have an arrow where you can refresh. You have this refresh arrow, so you just click on it. So now you can see that we have this database called online, right? We have this database called online right here. So the one that I created here, so I now have it in this place. I have online, and I can still drop it right here. I can drop it from Workbench, but before dropping it, let's see it also in MySQL. So if you do your connection very well, so if you want to do your connection, just come here. Then you manage connection. I believe if you go to Seller, I explained how to do the connection. So all you just have to do is click on new connection. Where is your connection coming from? MySQL. So I'm not doing any connection. You can give your connection name. It doesn't have to be MySQL. But for easy accessibility, you can just name it as MySQL. But it does not necessarily have to be MySQL. You can use different names. Then your host name, I said, is going to be local host. But if you are working with an organization, they are going to give you host name. Now, just local host is not supposed for cloud connection, so it's going to be on cloud. So they are going to give you the name of the host and the port, right? So I'll just change this. I'll turn this on to connect directly from my computer, so you know that okay, I'm using my computer to connect. And it's going to ask you for the database, which is what I created here. The name of my database, which is what I created right here. The name is online, right? So that is what I'll just put right here. I'll just put my database as online, and my username is the root. Is root. That is because I'm connecting directly from my computer, so I'm using the local host. So I'm going to use root as my username, and I'll put my password. And I'll put the password that you use. It's the same password you use for your command line clients while installing MySQL. So the same password. So you are going to put it here, then you just click on connect. Once you click on connect, it's going to create a connection for you. But for me, I already have an existing connection and I don't want to add a new one. So right here, if you check right here, you will see these are all the database that I have. These are all the schemas that are available right on my SQL. The same thing if you come here, right here, you will see these are the database that's available. Now you know that this online that I just created now, this one that I just created is not there, right? So all I just have to do here is, because this is connected directly to my own MySQL here, I've connected it, I've created the connection, and it's active. You see green right here. Once your connection is active, you see green dots. Immediately you create your connection and your connection is correct, you see a green dot right there. You see a green dot right here. You see a green dot here. Then after that, all you do, if you have multiple connections, you're going to see all your connections right here. All the connections you are going to see it right here. But because for me, I just have one connection that I'm using, so I'm just going to leave it. Now after that, because we don't have data, that online database here, so all I just have to do is refresh it. If you remember, we also refresh this workbench. So I just have to refresh it right here. So if I refresh it and come to this place, I'm going to see online right here as part of my database. And if you also check it right here, you should see something like, okay, it's not here, except you select this from here, then it's going to be here. If you bring it for you right here, that is online. So now you can, whatever data you choose, you now type, whatever data you type will now be stored on this database called online. It will now be stored on this database called online, right? It will now be stored in that database called online. So you can have multiple databases for different purpose. So you can have multiple databases for different. If you are working for many organizations, you can create different databases for them that contains different information. But in one database, you can have as many tables as possible. So if I click on this online, I can have many tables as possible inside one database. You can have as many information as you want inside one database. Are we still the same thing? Are we still on the same page? Are we still following? Are we still following? Yes or no? Are we still following? Yes or no? Happy New Year. Anthony, long time. Welcome. Are we still on the same page or people are sleeping? I know once we get to this database now, a lot of people will be running away because most of people don't like working with code. They will just keep on running away. Though I started with that also, but as time goes on, you get more familiar with it. So you are going to do a classwork today based on your suggestion last week. Based on your suggestion last week, you are going to do classwork today. One person will share screen where all of you are going to talk about it. Now that's that about that. Let's continue now. If I want to plot this database, I can actually. But why did you connect up SQL since we can run the queries on MySQL? Now, on what's it called? Why did I connect the query? Is because the reason why I connect the query to this place is because number one, I don't like working with black interface. In fact, if you see my what is it called? Except if I'm running in anything on Visual Studio Code, that's the only time you are going to see me working with black interface. I don't like anything black, right? The another thing is majorly a whole lot of people don't write their code here. They don't write their code here. They prefer working with either Workbench or PostgreSQL. Now, the major reason why I don't like working with Workbench is because number one, the interface is a little bit, it looks somehow blurry to me. So it looks somehow blurry to me, and it looks like all this olden days interface. That is why I don't like it. I don't like working with Workbench. So it's a little bit blurry and it looks like olden days interface. But mind you, whatever code you are going to be writing are going to work both here and here too. I just love working with PostgreSQL because it looks more clean and more clean, yeah? That is why I just love it. So thank God, Mr. One is please database to be connected. Is this both structured and non-structured database? Now, a database, if you are dealing with a structured database, which is the one that is tables, right? So you use MySQL. If you are dealing with the data that are non-structured, which is non-relational database, you use MongoDB to do that. We use MongoDB for that. But for now, majorly what we are going to be dealing with is relational database. That's how we create that connection. Now I can drop the table right here. So I can just say drop, I said table, drop database. You can drop database. I can say drop database, and the name of the database is online. So I can drop it here. So if I run it here, this will run, right? If I run it here, this will run. But if I don't want to run it here, I can copy it, then come to Workbench. I also run it here. It's going to work. But you can see, I'm sure this is going to give me error because expecting an identifier. So in Workbench, online is a reserved keyword. I don't know why they reserve online, but it's a reserved keyword, probably because of copyright or something. I don't know, maybe there's any copyright here, but let me just run it and see. So it's successful, right? You see something like a mark right there. So let me move this thing up. So you will see a green tick here, which means it's successful. If I rerun this again, it's going to give me X. This is going to give me error. So error code can't drop database because database doesn't exist. So it's just telling me that okay, it cannot drop database because I have already dropped it first here, and now I'm dropping it again. So it doesn't exist. I have dropped it already. It does not exist. So that's why. Right? So that is that about that. So let's continue with the next thing. Now I believe we can all create a database and we can all delete a database right now. So what we want to do from this onward, we are going to be using MySQL. Now if I refresh this will give me troubleshoot. I'm not going to have online database again. I'm not going to have online database right here because I have dropped it. I have already dropped it. Now, the same thing with this. So you see it has dropped it and it has moved it out right here. So that is that about that. So I'm going to create a new database. So I'll just, if you want to create database, you can do it in Workbench, you can do it in command line client, and you can do it in MySQL. So it doesn't matter. So I'll just type create database, and the name of the database will be let me see, data. I don't like using long name, so I'll just call it data, right? I'll just call it data. You can click on this run. You can click on run here to run your code, or you press Ctrl and enter. So it's going to run it. One of the major reasons why I don't love this one is this success. And if there's any failures, it's going to write fail. It's going to write fail right here. So if I rerun this code, they have fail. That is fail. It's going to say can't create database because the database exists, right? So I'm going to give you the error code. Error database create already exists, right? So it's just telling you that okay, the database already exists. So it's one of the major reasons why I love this one is it's going to give you the error code and it's going to interpret that error code for you. Can't create data, can't create database data. Why? Because database exists. This is one of the major reasons why I love using this. So the same thing with this. This is going to just interpret the error code for you. 1008, that is the error code. And if I do the same to create the database from here, it's still going to give me that same error because I've created the database before. So if I run it, so it's going to it's going to give me error. You can see number 3, right? Is it number 3? No, create database, drop database twice. How? Okay, this actually gives me success, which actually means to create 2 database for me. Let me see mine. Oh, I call it data, not online. So I just created another database called online. So I'm going to drop this database again. I'm going to drop this online database. I'm going to drop it and I'm going to drop it. So I will create the one that I call data then and run it. You see, it's going to give me error because we already have data. We already have the database. So if I'm to run this, so it's going to give me error because the database already exists. You see, database exists because I have created it right here. And if I come to this place to create the same database, create database called data, this also give me error. You see, can't create database exists. You get? So it's going to just give you the same error code that okay, the database already exists. So if you create a database, because of the connection you have between these three, if you create a database in PubSQL and you are coming to this workbench to create the same database, it's still going to give you the same error because they are all storing the same database on the same server, which is the system server, your laptop, right? So that's that about that. Now I believe you all know how to create a database now. Be jotting it down by exactly 9:15. We are going to do something. One person will share the screen and we are going to do a classwork. Yes, we are going to do a classwork. In today's class, we are going to do a classwork, just like what it suggests. So you are going to do a classwork for like 15 to 20 minutes. You create a database, you create a table, and we are going to insert data into the table. So I want to open an Excel file. I can't remember the name, but I will look for it. I'll just look for it. Let me see. I think it's this classwork. Yes, it's the classwork. Let me read it up so that I think what I'll do right now is I'll drop this particular data set to the group very soon. I'll drop it once you're getting to I'll drop it once you are getting to where you are going to do your classwork. How many people are joining with laptop and how many people are you joining with your laptop? If you are joining with laptop, let's say yes. Are you joining with your laptop? How many people are joining with your laptop? So that I can choose. How many people are joining with the laptop? I know Madam Larike asked SQL. Chile also, Madam Chinaye, he also has MySQL installed. So don't run away now. Are you joining with your laptop or not? Wow. Nobody wants to answer. You know we are wasting time. Yes or no? I just want to know how many people are joining with laptop. Your phone, okay. What about others? We have only Oyibola that says she's joining with her phone. I joined with my laptop, but not installed. Why have you not installed PubSQL? Why? Wow. What about others? You just have to read. I think I'll start calling names now. Adekunle, Adeyinka, are you joining with your phone? Eliud, Chikezie, Madam Chinaye, Eric Laptop, okay. Deborah, Mr. Delia Jayi, Engineer Godwin, okay, you said you've not. Okay, Madam Olaronke joined with laptop. Madam Chinaye, I'm waiting for you. I know you joined with your laptop, but I'm waiting for you. Principal, okay, good link. Madam Olaronke has already answered. Omobola, Oyibola has answered. Yes, I know. Idioma has answered. And okay, I think I have like Mr. Yakubu. Those are the people that I have in today's class. Okay, that's nice. It's good. Okay, let's continue now. Okay, now we've been able to create our database called data. Now you have to choose the database that you want to use. So what I'll do right here, let me quickly refresh this. I have run this and I've created this. So if I refresh this, I should have, if I come here now, I should have data, right? That is the name of my database. So right here, I want to use my database Now, if you open it, it's going to show you, it's telling me that I have a zero table. I've not viewed anything, zero function, zero procedure. So I don't have anything right here. So what the very first thing that I will do is to create a table. If you remember, I want to store a data into this database now, and it's going to be a relational database. If you remember, a relational database is created on rows and columns, which is a table, right? So a relational database is created on a table. So a relational database is created in a table. So we have to create our table. So the very first thing we'll do is to create our table where we are going to store our information. And to do that is quite simple. So let's say this is what we just want to do today. So if you have a data that looks like this can be your database name, and this can be your table name, right? Here's a script result, but it's too long. It's too long, so this will be your what is it called? Your columns. So we are going to talk about that. But before we talk about that, if you press two hyphen, it's going to give you a comment. Now, a comment is like a description you want to give about the code. So if you want to give someone a description about your code, you use something called comment, right? So you just have to press two hyphen. So if you press two hyphen, it's going to put it in a comment. And in this comment, I just want to write, this is going to be a comment. So it's not going to run as a code. So you see it's like a blank out. You see I am creating, or let's say I created, no, I have not created. So I want to create a table. So I want to create a table. So you can get move out. So this is a comment. So if you are running your code, this is not going to be there. If you are running your code, this is not going to be there. So we have comments in all our programming languages. So whether you are using, if you are doing HTML, CSS, there's comments there. If you are running a Python code, you have / for a Python code, and we have something called Markdown rather in a Python code, which enables you to write your comments also. But this is just a comment. You are giving a description about your data, right? About the information you have there. So now, right there, I said I've created a database, and I want to create a table now. So the table, so it's kind of very, very easy. What you just have to do is type create table. So it doesn't matter, the casing doesn't matter. You can write it in small letter, you can write everything in uppercase. It doesn't matter, create table. It doesn't matter the case that you write, right? You can write it in sentence case, which is something like this, create table. So you can write it in sentence case, which is something like this, and you can write it in lowercase, create table, like this. It doesn't matter. So you can give your table a name. So after you write create table, all you just have to do is give your table a name. So the name that I'm going to give this table will be what name can I give to it? Let's say classwork. Now for your table name, it's just like the same table in Excel, right? You remember you don't have a space in Excel table. So the same thing here, you won't have a space in your table name. So you can either use underscore or everything in one word, right? So what I'll just do, I'll just call this table classwork. So that is the name of my table. Now, before going forward to create a table, I'm going to actually talk about something called data type. So I'm going to talk about data type. There are a lot of data types, but majorly what you will be working with most of the time will be, the very first thing is int. You have an int. So we start for integer. We stand for integer, right? You have varchar. which is called variable character. So varchar will contain, now varchar is a text which we call string. So in other programming language like Python, we call it string, but right here we call it varchar, which stands for variable character, right? So it stands for variable character, and here you have to be specific. You have to be specific. How many texts do you want to be in that column? Just like my Excel now. So let's say I want to design, I want this column. This is a text column, right? This column is a text, right? Is a text. So now I have to specify how many letters will each does this, what will be the maximum letter for this column to contain? Like how many alphabets will it contain? Right? What is the maximum alphabet that this column A can contain? So I can say, okay, the column A can contain maximum of 10 alphabets, maximum of 20 alphabets, maximum of 30 or 40 alphabets. So here is just a guessing. You don't really know the accuracy. You can't be sitting around and be counting it one by one. But you can just guess that, okay, most of what we use is if you have someone's first name, right? Someone's first name might not be more than 20, highest 20, right? So let's say that would be someone's first name. So here we call it varchar. Now varchar of variable character of how many alphabets. So I can say, okay, of 20 alphabets. You have to specify it right there that, okay, for that particular column it's going to be 20 alphabets. Don't worry, you might not understand now. Once we start creating the table, you are going to understand. Then after that, you have a date. You have a date. You also work with date. So you have a date, right? And the date is like this. Is like this. The year, you have YYY, that stands for the year. You have MM for the month and DD for the dates, right? So you have YY for the year, that is the 4 letters, the 4 numbers for the year, followed by the 2 for the month and the 2 for date. So you have it like this. Another thing that you have is called decimal. You also have decimal. You have decimal. So decimal will be, you might actually put it and you might not actually put it. You can say, okay, the decimal will be how many whole numbers should you be expecting, and from this how many decimals should I be expecting? I can say, okay, 2. I can say, okay, 3, and out of these 3, 2 will be the after decimal point. So which means I'm telling it you should be expecting something like, let me go to Excel. So you should be expecting like, okay, let's say 3.21. So before the decimal will be 1, everything will be 3. Everything here will be 3, but after the decimal will be 2. After the decimal will be 2 numbers. Before the decimal will be 1 number, but counting everything together will be 3, right? So that's what you will do right here. That's what you do right here. So you have 3 numbers, and in which 2 are decimal. And another one you will also come across is blob. Binary large object. We don't really use this binary large object, but we use binary large object to store images and the likes. But majorly, we don't really do something like this in SQL. It's not every time. We don't really do something like this. Except if we are working with bigger organization that make use of blob. But majorly, most of the time, we are going to be dealing with int, virtual, date, and decimal. These are the 4 things we are going to be dealing with. So while creating the table. So that is that on data type. So there is still a lot of data types. There are still a whole lot of data types, but for now, that is majorly, mostly what we work with, what I've been working with, what I have been working with, and what most of people have been working with. Those are it. So now, creating a table, are we still on the same page? Are we still together? Are we still on the same page? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no? Okay. Now, let's move ahead. Let's move ahead now. After that, let's create a table. And I said we just type in create. So you can write it in all caps. It doesn't matter the case. Create table, and your table name will be. I said the table name will be classwork. So you can write it anyhow you want. You can write your table name anyhow. It can be capital letter, it can be lowercase, it can be uppercase, it can be sentence case, anything that you want. But I'll just use the lowercase, and in this lowercase now, this is my table name. So open and close brackets. I'll have to specify the data type, the column name, and the data type. So I have to specify the column name and the data type that we should be expecting. Column name and data type. Now that is what we are going to do first. So now we have this data that we want to put into Excel. So we need to first of all list out the columns that are going to be available there and the data type that we should be expecting. The data type we should be expecting, right? So that's what we are going to do. So we have first name, last name, first test, second test, and exam. So first name is a text, right? It contains a text. Last name contains a text. First test contains a number. Second test contains a number, and exam contains a number, right? So I'll go back to MySQL. Now we want to give it a first name. So first, now the same thing for easy accessibility. You don't give space right here for easy accessibility. So we can either write it together like first name, or first underscore name. So you can write first name or first underscore name. So our first name is what? An integer. So before anything, I actually want to write an index right here. So which will be like the serial number. So I can call this serial number, S underscore N, serial number, and my serial number will be an integer because it's a number. So the serial number will be an integer, right? The column that will contain the serial number will be an integer. So it's just like opening another column right here, and call this column serial number. So here I want to have 1, right? I want to have 1 for my serial number, 2 for my serial number. So I'll select the first and second one, then I'll just drag it down to this place. So I have 1 to 10 for my serial number. So it will contain an integer. It's going to contain an integer. After the serial number, I will have the first name that contains the text, right? That will contain the text. So I'll come back here. I'll come back to MySQL. So this will contain an integer. So I'll just give comma right here to say that okay, that's the end of that column. So let's move to the next thing. The next one will be the first name. So first name is a text, right? Is a text. So it is called varchar. That is a variable character. So like what's the length? Like highest that your first name can be. Anybody's first name should not be more than 20 now. So I can say okay, 20, but if you are not sure, you can say 30, you can say 40. That will be the maximum it can take. So for me, I'll just put 20 right here for the variable character. So we are specifying it that okay, first name is a text and it's going to contain 20 alphabets. For all the cells in that column, it's going to contain 20. For every cell, the maximum length for each, the maximum alphabet it can contain is 20. The maximum alphabet it can contain is 20. That is varchar, comma, right? I end that one there. Then I'll go to the next one. So I'm just going to say last name, which is what I have next. Last name will be varchar, variable character of the same thing, 20. I have 20 for the last name, comma. I have my first test, 1, I'll take 1 st, first underscore text. First test. First test. So we have this that looks like a number, but it doesn't really matter. To be on the safer side, I'll just use first test. First test is an int, so it's an integer, right? Second test, second underscore test. Second test is also an int, right? Second test is also an int, and exam is also an int. Yes, so exam is also an int. So now you've just defined your table. You've just defined your table right here. You see, you just define the table. Now you just list out the columns you have in your table. So these are the columns. You don't really have any data. These are the columns in the table, and the name of our table is class 1. I'm going to close this. Then I'll bring my cursor here to close it. I'll use semicolon to close it. Then you can either click on this one, or you press Ctrl and Enter to run it, and it says successful. Successful. You have successful. So you have successfully created a table. You have successfully created a table. You have successfully created that table like that. So you successfully created that table. So if you want to see your table, you want to see the table, you want to see the information about the table. So there's something called describe that we have in MySQL, right? It doesn't work in Workbench. I don't know, maybe because of the new update, maybe they put it, but in the older version, I don't really use it there. But the first time that I tried to use it there, it doesn't work. But I don't know if they put it in the newer version now. But describe doesn't work in Workbench. But here it works. So all I just have to do is say, I want to see the description of my table. I want to see the description now, not the data in the table. I want you to describe the table for me. What are the information about this table? Describe the table for me. That is what I want, right? Describe this table for me. So I just say describe the table, describe classwork, which is the name of my table. Describe classwork, which is the name of my table. Then I'll press Ctrl and Enter, then run it. So describe classwork, which is the name of my table. So if I bring this one up now, I can see it's telling me that the data type here is the serial number is an integer. That is the description, right? So these are the fields inside that table. These are the data type. Can it contain null value, which is null means empty? Can it contain empty value? Yes, it can contain empty value. Do we have any key here, maybe primary or foreign? We are still going to talk about it. Constraints, we are still going to talk about it. We don't have anything here. We don't have any default text. We are still going to talk about it. Constraints, where we have primary key, default, and every other extra thing like auto increment and stuff like that. So we are still going to discuss it when we get to constraint. That will be probably tomorrow. So this is just the description of the table. These are the columns, these are the fields available in the table. We have the serial number, which is an integer. We have the first name, which is variable character of 20. We have the last name, which is the variable character of 20. We have the first test, which is an integer. We have the second test, which is also an integer. We have the exam, which is also an integer. Integer means number, right? So these are what we have inside inside that particular table. So that is the description of the table. So you can see it is written in English. So just describe it, and it's going to give you the description of that table. Now, what if I input data inside it, and I want to see the data that I input, right? I can just say select asterisk, which is all. So we use asterisk for all. So we don't type something like all, right? You select asterisk from the table, what is our table name? Class work. So select all information from the class work. Whatever information you see there, select everything for me. So if I press Control and Enter to run it, or I click on this run, so it's going to tell me, it's going to show me something like this. It says no result because I've not put anything there. I just created the columns, right? Serial number, nothing is there. First name, nothing is there. Last name, nothing is there. First test, nothing is there. Second test and exam, nothing is there, right? Nothing is there. So nothing is in those here in this table. So our table is still empty. But now, if you actually refresh this, you will see that this one has changed from 0 to 1. It has changed from 0 to 1 because now we have one table called password. And for each table, it says we have 6 columns. We have 6 columns. And if I open the 6 columns, it's going to show me the column names and the data type inside it. Serial number, first name, last name. It's going to show all this information for us right here. So you see this information right here. So you are going to see those information right there. So let's come back here. So now that's that about that. We've been able to create our table. Now the next thing is inserting data into our table, which is where we are going to talk today, because we have about 7 or 8 more minutes for me to do class, for me to do work. They are going to take up from there. You are going to do class work. So I'm just going to call one person to share screen, whereby all of you are going to talk about it together. Now let's insert data into this our table. So to insert data, we are just going to insert into our table name, which is classwork. So insert into classwork values, right? So insert into classwork values, right? So that is what we are going to say. Then open and close brackets. So we are just going to insert into classwork value. So this is where we are going to insert the values now. Insert into classwork value. That is what we are going to do now, to insert the data into the classwork, right? That is insert into our table values. So insert values into our table. So it's just, you see, it's English. Insert into classwork value. So in this bracket, this is where we will now start inserting our values. You insert it based on the column that is available here. The very first column is serial number. So we are going to type in 1. That will serve as our serial number 1, comma. The next thing is first name. So the first name of this that we have here is Mike, and the last name is James. So we are going to say, okay, the first name is, so in a single quotation, we are going to type in Mike. That is our first name, comma. The last name is in single quotation. What is the last name again? What is the last name? James. So that is the last name, Mike James. That is the last name. So if you are dealing with a text or date, you put it in single quotation. If you are dealing with text or date, you put it in a single quotation. But if it is an integer, which is a number, you don't put that one in a quotation. So insert into classwork values. We put number 1, then Mike, James. After the last name, we have the first test. So let's check the first test of Mike. The first test of Mike is 15, and the second test is 13. The exam is 60. So we have 15 for the first test, 13 for the second test, comma again, and the exam is 60. So insert into classwork values. number 1 is the serial number is 1, followed by Mike, which is the first name, followed by James, which is the last name. The first test is 15, the second test is 13, and the exam is 60. You can see serial number 1, first name Mike, last name James, first test 15, second test 13, and exam is 60. Now I've inserted everything, I've put everything there. So what I can just do is now run this. So you can click on this run, or you press Ctrl and Enter to run it, and you see it is successful, right? We have a success. It is successful. We have a success. It is successful right now, and you see row affected is 1, right? Row affected is 1. So you can input 2 or 3 data at once. So you have to input them one by one. So what you just have to do is you say select all this code. You can rerun it again. Select all from classwork. You can rerun this code again. So I'll just run it. So if I select it now, you see that right here I have 1 as Mike, and 1 Mike, James, 15, 13, and 60 for the exam. So the serial number is 1, the first name is Mike, the last name is James, first test is 15, second test is 13, and exam is 60. Exam is 60. So let's do number 2. Let's insert number 2. So you don't have to rewrite this code again. You don't have to rewrite it. You can just come here and change it to number 2. Number 2 is Sunday Martins. So the first name is Sunday, so you just delete Mike and put Sunday, and the last name is Martins. So the first test of Sunday is 17, 14, 55. So first test 17, second test 14, and exam 55. So 17, 14, 55. So let's come here. We put 17, we'll put 14, and we'll put 55. We change this one to 55, right? So I'll just run it. Now you have to close every code before you run the next one, because if I did not close this code like this, if I leave this code like this and come here to run this is going to give me error. It's going to give me error because it's going to run the two together, which won't make sense. Right? It said you have an error in your SQL syntax. Check the manual corresponding server version for the right syntax. Near insert into classwork values, and it puts it there for you. So it means it said you should check something near this thing, near where you have it. So which means this code is correct, but the error is coming. Is error is this what one would do if we have 1,000? No, we are still going to talk about importing. You can import it, but the very first thing is know how to create it and how to deal with smaller data. Still, we have importing, so importation we have. So what this one is telling you that you have an error near this thing, right? So you have to check. So you can see that right here we did not close this code, right? So you have to close it. Then now if you rerun it, it's going to give you success. Now if you come back to your select and run your select, then you should have 2 entries, right? Number 2, Sunday Martin, 17, 14, and 55. So that is that on how to create database, create table, describe table, and select, insert data into table. So that is nice. I need a volunteer before I call someone. I need a volunteer, someone that will voluntarily share his or her screen to show us how to do this. So I'm going to send this data into the group now so that we all have access to this data and we can practice with it. So I'm coming over, let me quickly do that, and I'll put it in new worksheet. I think I've saved it before, but I did not remember. I think I've saved it before. So let me quickly check. the data set and I will drop it for you. Okay, just going to seen it. Clear the content. Okay, let me just send you the correct the one that I just did now, which contains the serial number. So I'm going to save it and drop it in the group for you. And drop it in the group. So this is classwork SQL. Right, I'm going to save it on my desktop. So I'm following your suggestion now. So I'll drop this in your group. I'll drop it in your group now so that we can open it and practice with it. So now all of us, I will unmute everybody. Please don't flood don't block my ear with noise, please. I know someone will run away now. Wow. Nobody has run away. So who wants to share screen? I don't want to call anybody. So who wants to share screen? Who wants to try it? All of you, I'm going to unmute everybody now, and I will mute myself so that all of you will have a cool conversation on how to do it. So you have other people that will be guiding you. So you will just be typing it. Some of us haven't installed. I told you since last week or when that if you're having issue, let me know, please. You have to install it. Who wants to try? We have, I know of Madam Olaronke, I know of Madam Chineye, and I know of Madam Chioma. 3 of them as SQL installed. But I don't know of others. For these 3 people, I know they have SQL installed. So from these 3 people, who wants to go first? Who wants to do it? So we all agreed in our last class. Madam Yakubu has run away. Well, I said Madam Yakubu. Mr. Yakubu has run away. So in our last class, we all agreed that we should be doing classwork so that you can all interact. So now I finally obliged that so that we can move forward. So who wants to go first? Like all? Who wants to go first? Don't let us waste a lot of time. We have about 40 minutes to go. Who wants to go first? Who wants to try? Who wants to share screen? Are you scared? What about me that I've been doing that I've been sharing my screen every day? I'm around using my phone. I'm like, okay, nice one. Woo. Okay. Now, class, we have 3 people. You are going to be, since they don't want to come up by themselves, class will choose you. I don't want to choose, right? We have Madam Chineye, we have Madam Olaronke, and we have Madam Chioma. Let me see the 3 of them. If they are here, yes, they are here. So if you are going for Madam Chineye, you type in 1. If you are going for Madam Olaronke, you put 2. If you are going for Madam Chioma, you put 3. So we have 3 people now. So put your number fast. Who should we go for? Madam Olaronke, Madam Chineye, or Madam Chioma? So Madam Chineye is 1, Madam Olaronke is 2, Madam Chioma is 3. Male. Nobody. I do not have any male. Okay, someone said Madam Chioma. Who else? We have Oyebola that said Madam Chioma. Number 3, Madam Chioma is using phone. Okay. So Madam Chioma is using phone. Okay. They said Madam Chioma is using phone. Madam Olaronke said I'm not here. Someone said, okay, we have 1 or 2 now. Madam Chineye and Madam Olaronke. So Madam Chineye has chosen Madam Olaronke. So we have a tie. Please. Who should we go for? Madam Olaronke or Madam Chineye? Madam Olaronke, okay. We have 1 person that is going for Madam Olaronke now. What about others? We have 19 people here, excluding 2, which is Madam Olaronke, 1 person for Madam Chineye. Oh, Madam Olaronke, that is 3 people. Madam Olaronke, that is 4 people. So 2 people for Madam Chineye, 4 people for Madam Olaruke. So that means that is 5 people for Madam Olaruke. So my mommy is based on the election. I did not read the election. We are all here. So based on the populace, based on the democracy that we practice, so they said you are now where are the men? Make una dey disgrace myself now. Well done. No worry. So Madam Olaruke, they said this na setup now. It's not a setup. I don't worry, Madam Chineye will go next week. So I know, Madam Chineye, now that I'm mentioning your name, if you don't attend class next week, I will come Abuja. I will come and carry you in Abuja. You must attend class. Oh, tomorrow is not even next week. Tomorrow is Sunday. You must attend class tomorrow because you are the one that will take class. So, Madam Olaruke, you are going first. So, INEC chairman is back. Be talking there, Mr. Principal. Be talking. No go install your MySQL. You should be the one that will go next week. Next week, I will choose mail. Madam Olaruke, please, I will unmute everybody now so that I have unmuted everybody. But please, you should only please support her. This is just like the normal interaction between all of us. So let's try to support and see how we can come about. So what we want to do now is we want to create a table for this data that I dropped in your group, right? I dropped the data in your group. So we want to create a table for that. We want to create a database, create a table for it, and insert like 5 is 10. Let's just say we want to insert like 3 data. You know I inserted 2. So you just insert like 4 or 5 data. Then every other thing you take it as an assignment. So that's that about that. My mommy.
We are all going to teach ourselves because honestly speaking, I'm just here physically, but I'm doing another thing. But let me try to look for it so that we can start.
Yes.
Well,
mommy, disclaimer.
Ma. Sir.
Sir for your son. Who does that? Disclaimer. Please note. Don't say because it's the class that chose you, so you will not disown me.
No, I won't. That's why I'm saying that we are all going to teach each other.
No problem.
SQL, right?
Yes, just open up SQL.
Okay.
And once you have it open, you can share your screen. So please, I've unmute everybody now so that we can contribute. For me, I'll just mute myself so that we can all contribute to the classwork. Please, we can all contribute to the classwork. So what we want to do now is to create, so if you are on your laptop, you can open that data set that I dropped in your group so that you will be giving her the information that she needs. Do you get? So please, are we all on the same page? Do we all accept that? Are we all on the same page? Because last week we all agreed to be doing classwork.
Are we ready?
Yes. Someone said yeah. Okay. Madam Olaruke, you can take the lead now. Let me go and sleep. Thank you, Ma.
Don't sleep, because I don't want to. I'm not afraid to make mistake anyway, but then I will just share so that you can tell us if we are going wrong. Can everybody see my screen?
Can you all? Okay, everybody is
okay. Thank you.
Now. So bye you. Take care.
To where?
I'm not going anywhere. I just want to go and relax. Chill.
Okay. So I'm starting a new one, right?
You're creating a new database, then you choose that database, you start inserting data, you create a table. After creating the table, and you can insert the data set. So you start from creating a database. So other people should open that Excel so that they can be giving you the information that is inside that Excel.
I don't even know what to do again. I'm so sorry, everyone. I don't know what to do. Someone can. I'm
Create
ready
it.
to learn. Oh. I can't remember how we started database. I said it that I'm in the class, but I was not listening. I was doing something else entirely.
The first thing we need to do is to create table.
No, I don't think it's creating a table. We just start with
Okay.
I don't know.
No. Where your number 4 is, take that comma,
Oh,
take the comma off, and then just start typing create database.
That's it. Yes.
thank you, my lecturer. Okay. Then I will run it, right?
You give it name. Give the database name.
Okay.
Space.
So what
then
should
name
we
of
call
the
it?
database.
What should we
Write
call
your
it?
name.
Classwork
Write your
1
name.
is okay.
Okay.
All right. That's okay.
Then I will run it.
No, I think you should remove the comma. Put a semicolon there.
Let it
Okay.
be closer.
Remove
Write semicolon.
Okay.
No.
Yes.
I know.
Yes.
Okay.
It's error. It's showing error.
Delete that select you have up there. Select the user keyword that we use to select.
Okay.
So I remember I showed you something like this still in today's class. You can run now. Let's.
Oh,
Yeah.
good one.
Awesome.
So we have success.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Good.
So what are we doing? Sorry?
After creating database.
Okay.
The next thing is to select the database that you want to insert your table. So the database that I want to use here is Olaronke. So
Yeah, I remember that.
Right select.
No, where is that?
refresh it.
Yes.
Oh, thank you.
Now choose database. Select.
I'm not seeing it too.
Yeah.
Select it from here. Choose it from. No, it's still the same connection. Come to where I cycle then. And select. Click on there. It still did not have it.
I don't have it.
Refresh.
Again?
Yes. Refresh.
Click on it. Click on that refresh. Okay, last of it.
I've done that.
Let's go back there to check. Okay. Check here also. Let's check this other side.
Yeah. Okay, it's not showing.
Yes.
So what's the next thing? I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. So what's the next thing?
The next thing is select.
Select what? What am I selecting?
No, you have to create the table. Now you have to create a table.
Select or create a table?
Create a table. Table. No, table. Create table.
Okay. Thank you.
Semicolon.
Oh,
I think so.
no
No
semicolon.
color.
What's the name
No.
of the table?
Name your table.
I don't know
What's
the
the
name.
name of your table?
That should be the classwork.
Classwork. Classwork together.
It's actually classwork. He gave us a table that he dropped in the class in the platform.
So
Yeah, I
we
think
call it classwork, huh?
Yes. No, no.
Okay.
Remove the semicolon. The brackets.
Oh, integer, right? Integer or whatever.
No,
Brackets.
the
Okay.
bracket first.
Bracket. Shift bracket open. It will give you open and close.
Uh-huh.
I
Enter.
know.
Open or close?
I should put I.
No,
int.
enter first. Enter.
First enter.
Okay.
Enter.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
So you can
Then
start.
integer B.
Then you can now start specifying all those data. No, why did you go back?
No, I'm thinking.
Go
Wait.
Go to the number 5.
Go to number
Okay.
5. Yes.
Go down.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Start
So what do we
specifying
have in
your
number
data
5?
types.
You have to
Specify
create
your data types. No.
So integer, int.
It's integer.
Specify
I'm
your data
thinking
types. You are int, you are matcher.
No, I think the data type should be integer or varchar.
That's what I'm saying. Now specify them now. Int,
int,
varchar, decimal.
Wait,
the rest of them.
what
Int.
are you specifying?
No, you're not to specify anything
You are
here.
not specifying. You have to give your column name, then
Yes.
your data type.
So
So for you
So
to
it's
find the
not-
column name, I think you should look at the table that was
Yes.
given to us.
yes, the
So I
first
said
one has to do with your
Someone should
has to do
open.
with your
Someone should open that.
serial number.
Excuse me. Someone should open that data so that they can
Yes.
get the information.
Serial
Yes,
number.
I have it open.
Okay, so the first one is serial number.
Yes.
Yeah, serial number.
And
Don't give space.
oh, sorry, I keep giving space like normal word.
But
My phone.
So
Your
serial
phone.
number. After that,
Don't force it into phone. Oh.
Int. Because it said int is used for numbers.
Yeah,
Then
integer.
varchar. Yes, integer is used for numbers.
so there's no space between serial number and int.
there is.
There is
That's
move.
what I'm saying. That's
Okay.
I think this one is still accepted. Yeah.
All right.
Comma.
Is it comma?
Semicolon is closed.
Yes,
Comma.
comma.
Okay, thank you.
And to shorten the serial number.
I think S underscore M.
Kind of.
Yes.
Okay, we should
Let's
put it as
continue. Don't
SN.
worry. We must not copy. You just do your own the way you want to.
Okay.
Okay, so the
Okay,
next
it can
one,
go
which
like
one
this.
is the next one?
First name.
First name, yeah.
First underscore name, right?
No,
You
first
can
name
put it
together.
together like you did before. You can do
It's still
capital
okay like this anyway.
Yeah, capital M. Exactly.
This one is varchar. I think
Varchar.
so.
Yes.
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 Comma.
Yes.
Yes.
No, it's
Then
not
the
a
next
comma. It's
one is
bracket. No, it's not a comma. It's a
Okay.
bracket.
Put
And then you
bracket
put
and
the
specify the
specify the number of
characters.
characters. Yeah.
Yeah.
20.
Yes.
Okay.
Have your own 15. Let it not be duplication of SAS own.
Okay, I should put it as 15, right?
No, leave it like.
Yes.
My name is
Duplicate
longer than that, please.
That's
why
why
we are not using your name.
like
We are
3
using the
names
names
together
of the
now.
names he gave us.
Second name.
The
Comma.
next one is
You
middle name,
didn't,
right?
you didn't put
Or
the
last
comma
name?
there.
Second name.
If
Second name.
does it have a second name? It's on the table.
No, please. We have first name and last name.
Last name.
Where's the there's the comma before the last name.
Okay, you should put a comma after batch 15. This 15. Yeah.
Oh,
The next line.
name.
The next line will be last name, right?
Yes.
And this one, voucher, right?
Yes.
Yes. That's character or strange.
No.
Not in a
Welcome.
bracket.
Remove
That
the
has
comma.
not in the bracket.
Voucher
No.
is not in the comma.
No, voucher is not in the bracket.
Yes.
Don't worry,
voucher.
I don't see am. I did tension now.
Before,
No,
Come
before
down from
relax.
tension. Oh.
just come down from tension.
So this one should be 15.
Hot seat. Yes, you can go with that.
Which one be the next one? Oh?
Comma.
Please put your comma.
Remember your comma.
Thank you. Some people dey class. Oh. So what's the next one?
First,
I think first test.
First test.
No,
No, what's the? You're about
First
saying
test.
something, please.
First test.
first test.
It's underscore test, right?
yes.
You can use anyone.
So you did class. Since you see that underscore, you did class.
I was looking at it now, but not, not with all of my body.
No.
Comma.
No.
No, put comma on it.
That test is integer. Yeah. Then second test.
Second test.
Integer.
INT. Yes.
You can type INT.
Yeah.
Then comma.
Yes.
Exam.
Then the next one.
Exam.
Enter to go down.
Okay. Hey, thank you everyone for helping me. I be Olodo.
Ourselves.
I think we should be giving.
After exam, what's the next one?
It's also an integer.
It's an integer.
Okay.
Comma.
Comma.
And then go down to the brackets, the close.
No, you don't.
Okay, then we close the brackets, right?
Yes. So it's a semicolon. You close the sentence.
Yes,
no,
but after.
No, just leave the bracket that was there and put a semicolon. That closes the sentence.
Yes, but after the exams integer, there shouldn't be any comma there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this one will be a semicolon.
Yes.
And then we run it.
Yes.
Can we do something?
What? Go on.
Can we remove that semicolon then run it?
Okay,
Why?
just
If
to
it did not go, then you add it. Yes, we are doing practice so that we know the essence and the reasons what happened.
Okay.
Okay.
It will give error.
Yes, but run. Let us see.
Okay.
Run, let's see.
Error.
Is that not success?
It's success. You are very correct.
Like you said, you initially
actually
said we need not to be afraid to make mistakes. When we get it wrong, then it will not.
Then we have a
success. Why is it wrong?
Yes.
Now because it's already run it before.
No, we have.
There's an error message. Okay. Is it from
Because
You
you've
created the table
already
before.
you've
You
created it and you
created
want
it,
to
it
duplicate
exists.
the table.
Yeah.
So that's why it's giving us error now. You've created
So that
the
means
table
we need to
before.
change this to classwork 1.
Okay, you
No,
want to create another one?
it's because you run it for the
You,
second time.
you created
okay,
it
you run it
already.
twice. You run it
Yes.
twice.
Yes. So I'm
Yeah.
saying
why.
this, that maybe instead of putting classwork 1, we can
No.
edit it to classwork and put 1 in front.
No, ma.
No,
You
you
did
Hold
do
on
it,
there.
that.
You
You
run
add
it
another
another
before.
one. Another.
No, you know that you run it
It's
before.
already
It's
in
worked, so
order.
you run it again. Just look at the
So
time difference.
we have to create another one.
No, I think
No.
what we need to do now is to describe it. Let's see if it will come out in a tabular form.
Okay.
Click that
So
one.
how
don't
do
be
we go about that?
Yeah, describe.
It's
Just
just a
write
comment.
describe.
You put hyphen twice. Hyphen 2 times, then you write the comment.
No, I
But
don't think it is necessary.
It's not necessary.
Just write describe,
Yes.
describe. Then you put your table name and run it.
okay. Describe.
Yes.
Then we
Classwork.
put classwork.
Yes.
Classwork, yes.
Okay. Then we run, Abby.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. We have it, oh.
We do. Congratulations,
Hooray!
madam.
We did it.
Okay.
Congratulations to us, oh. We did it.
You did it.
So you can now
Okay,
insert.
Kiboya,
Then the
oh.
next,
No, we've not
Yes,
finished though. We have to insert.
I
Oh,
we need to insert our data inside the
okay.
table.
So what's the next thing to do?
Enter
Insert
to go to
into.
the next.
Madam,
Okay.
what are you doing? Are you
Yes,
No.
enter.
I've
Enter to
pressed
take you to the
enter
next.
now.
Press enter.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
I've pressed enter. Sorry. I thought I pressed it. So what's the next thing I will do?
So
Yes.
insert
Insert
into.
value.
insert into classwork values.
Insert into. Then the name of our table. Then values.
Insert what?
Into.
I know. No.
Not
Why
your comma.
putting brackets?
Shift. Into.
Space into.
Shift. Into.
This?
Yes.
Your database name. Your
Shift.
table name.
One.
Okay,
Your
classwork.
table name.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then comma, right?
Then
No,
no.
shift.
No,
Values.
Values. Madam,
So
remove
what
the
are the
bracket.
values?
Number 1.
Yeah.
Put
Okay.
1.
Okay.
Okay, the
Yeah.
bracket is
1.
The serial number. That's 1.
1.
Comma.
Comma.
Semicolon.
Then
So single
not
quotation.
semicolon. No.
Single quotation.
Inverted comma.
Single quotation.
Open and close.
Single quotation, right?
Madam,
inside the
press
bracket.
only that.
You're outside the bracket. You're inside the bracket. You're outside the bracket.
Inside the bracket.
Inside the bracket.
Yes.
No, not that.
No, not that.
No.
Single quotation. No.
So up there, the one that is up.
No.
Yeah, now
It's up.
don't press
Not
shift.
on.
Just stay where you did before. You are. No. Take our time.
Okay. What is it again?
Oh, single
If you are using-
quotation.
yes,
Sorry.
single quotation. Yes.
I get it
Fantastic.
now. My brain was running.
Well done, ma. You're trying. You're doing well.
Okay, so in the single quotation, what are we putting?
You put a name, the first name on the list.
That's
Madam.
going to be
No, it's the
Mike.
value. Maybe 15
Oh,
or
value.
14 for first.
First name.
It's
The name
first
first
name.
Go
now.
inside the
Name.
quotation. Hide it.
I think it should be first name. Oh.
Yes.
My
So the
name there.
person's
Write
name.
my
No,
name there.
it's
My
Mike.
name.
It's Mike, please.
No, we have to go to the
We
table, the
must
one
not
that
use
is
that
dropped.
mic.
We
No,
have
from
to
the
go back to the table, the one that is
it's
dropped.
from the
And
yes, from the table he dropped in the group. From the
The
table he
name.
dropped in the group is Mike. That's the first name.
dropping now.
We
It's
mustn't
Mike
use
now.
that table. We can use our own.
No, we are
He
using
dropped a
that table.
table for us to work with.
We are working with the
Okay.
table.
Okay.
So let's use Mike James. So the first name is Mike. Open
Mike.
yeah.
MIKE.
Close the quotation, right?
It's already closed.
It's close.
Okay.
Just
So
put a comma at the back.
after
Okay.
Then
Then
the
a second quotation.
second quotation is the second.
Second quotation.
Yes. Then write James.
We write what?
James.
James.
Okay, Mike James.
James.
What is saying, James?
Then close it.
Comma.
Comma. The
Then
score.
which one again?
First test 15. So that one does no, it doesn't need
Please
doesn't
remove your quotation mark.
Yes,
You are putting integer now.
Yes.
Wow.
15.
So I should put int.
15. No, type 15.
No.
The network is really bad. Oh.
Type 15.
Sorry,
15.
type 15.
Just type 15.
15.
That's the yes.
1 and 5. Comma.
13.
Second integer is 13.
Then the last one is 50.
Then the last one,
Exam
60.
is 60.
60.
Yes.
0.
And 0. Then outside the bracket, enter your semicolon. Put your semicolon and run.
Okay. Oh, sorry.
This one is
Semicolon.
There's no shift. I think you shifted. Did you shift to put the
No.
Okay.
Before the semicolon. No, I did not.
Okay. Sorry about that.
So I can run.
Yes.
You are wrong.
Error.
What happened?
Remove that semicolon at the back.
Are you not tired of running?
Remove the
Okay, we are
semicolon
just
at the back.
Remove the semicolon.
Don't remove the semicolon. You know what? I showed you that describe classwork. You did not close it, so it's running the two codes together. So it's going to give you an error.
Yeah, you closed it. Oh, that's true.
So you go back to where you have describe table and close it. Describe classwork. Then you put your semicolon.
So this is the importance of always closing it.
Now you know that's comma. You are done with that line.
Semicolon.
Yes. Okay. So run it again.
You can continue running.
Don't run too much.
Okay. I don't go wrong.
Aha.
Okay. Do we have it? Yes.
You have 10 minutes more.
He did it.
But I can't see the table.
Time is going.
But how about we're not seeing the table.
I'm also
Go
looking for
back.
the
You have not
table.
selected. No, you cannot see it.
Select
Go back.
all,
Go
something.
to select.
Select plus stuff like that.
Oh,
Where?
Madam,
where is the select?
Go to the back of the last comma. No. Where you were typing. The last line, yes. Close it. Then you enter.
Okay, thank you.
Close it.
Those are
Then
minor
press
things.
enter. No,
Then I can
press
now run,
enter.
Abby.
No, press enter. No. Press enter. Then select.
Select what?
Type select.
Type select. Type select.
Then run.
No, SELE.
Select is correct.
It's correct now.
Space.
So maybe I should do it in capital.
Asterisk.
Space
I should do it in capital letter.
Leave it like that.
Yes, you are correct.
Asterisk, right?
No, don't worry. Asterisk. Put asterisk.
Space.
Okay.
No, ma. Put asterisk.
For the select.
Space. Asterisk.
Yes.
Madam Larike.
That's shift.
No, Madam Larike, delete
I
that.
was not saying put space.
If you press down, no, shift.
This is asterisk now.
Now continue.
That's what you are saying now. Then shift.
Space.
Sorry.
Space.
So, space again. From okay.
Your
space table name.
Your classwork. Then you can run now. I've been at work, you won't walk.
Make I walk, oh.
That's it.
Now you
have it.
Now you
because you put it in 2 times, so that's why we have
run that information twice, but we are still going to talk about deleting and updating later. Yes, you all tried. You tried. At least everybody that run, welcome. You can go and drink water now after running.
Thank you, everyone.
After running.
Yeah. So,
don't carry me trabaye.
No problem now. Go and drink water now. So you tried. So that will be all for today, right? I believe we all learned 1 or 2 things. So now, what I would advise you to do is let's enter all that information. The table that I dropped in your group. So enter all the information in SQL. After you are done, select all, screenshot and drop it in the group.